Thanks for stumbling on another review of this awesome 90s Cartoon Network Toonami, Piccolo figure from IRWIN. The camera absolutely cannot capture the vibrancy coming off this thing. Companies don't tend to do this with their figures nowadays, but given its lack of motion, still sports an energy blasting action which we all know as the special beam cannon or Makenko Sapo. Insert the nozzle on the energy blast weapon into the air hole in Piccolo's left palm, as shown in the inset. Then pump his right arm back and forth at the shoulder, and the weapon will blast off.
Dragon Ball Z, the saga continues. Never has there been a dark force so strong and so powerful as the Saiyans. With nothing left to conquer on their own planet, the mighty Saiyans sweep across the universe, leaving a path of destruction. And now they've come to Earth. Dragon Ball Z is the story of Goku, his son Gohan, and a haul full of friends who battle for the Earth and all that's good against the deadly force of the most incredible warrior race of all time and space. Warriors so awesome that they only have to send one of their kind to destroy entire planets. Recreate the exciting battles of Dragon Ball Z with these detailed action figures. Each figure comes with a blasting energy weapon.
I swear this thing is full of surprises, but first we need to figure out a way to break Piccolo here out of his plastic prison. Blast that like and subscribe button if you want to see me jam my finger in this and bring Piccolo to the outside world. Looks like my best plan of attack is going to be this little breach in the northern perimeter. And here he is, after 20 plus years, Gohan's stepdad, Demon King Jr. himself, Piccolo. Fun fact, the Makenko Sapo isn't really called the special beam cannon. Its translation is something closer to demonic, screw, light, cannon. The color doesn't match the illustration, nor should it be purple or blue. It's usually a yellow with orange accents. Clear plastic would have been pretty nice, but oh well. His turban, on the other hand, is pretty awesome. They molded little ledges and slots to fit snugly over his antennae. But let's move over and unshackle Piccolo here. Wow, I didn't expect that. The cloak actually comes off. And later you guys will see why that's kind of an issue. Looks like there's a little bit of paint transfer from sitting in this thing for a couple decades. I wouldn't say it's mint necessarily, but it's still in really good shape. Four giant screws hold his chest and back pieces together. Not a big deal since he looks way better with the cloak on. Wow, this was unexpected. It doesn't show on the illustrations, but his head looks as you torque his arm. Nearly impenetrable key cannon blasts he can pull off most of the time, but standing upright is something 1997 Piccolo here can't do. Muscle atrophy from being sealed up in a horse stance for 20 years will do that. The cloak looks great. I remember how heavy the sound made when it hit the ground when he was fighting Goku. This and the hat are supposed to be like weighted clothing. As you guys saw earlier, the purple paint from Piccolo's shirt did end up transferring a bit on a couple spots inside the cloak. I cleaned those off best as I could, and honestly it still looks great. Not very malleable, but the way they molded it looks pretty flowy in the places you'd expect a cloak to flow when blasting a majority of your life essence out your two fingers. And now finally to the gimmick. This thing is actually advertised to do. Inserting the blast is simply done by lining up the flat edges. Sits in there a little loose though, but whatever. Must have shrunk in the packaging after all these years. Loading it, you definitely feel a spring mechanism pushing back that gives an inaudible click when it's ready to fire. Yeah, I didn't expect that at all either. So you're telling me rotating his arm is supposed to turn the head, fire the cannon, and puts him in full Monty mode? Incredible. Manny really doesn't want to keep it on. Anyway, guys, this thing is great. 5 stars, 2 thumbs up, would buy again.